About a year ago, Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, said that people shouldn't bother learning how to code anymore, and I created a video saying that it's a little bit more complicated. But a lot of things have changed over the last year, and now my coding is like 90% talking to AI, and I see people build applications without even knowing how to code. But now I feel even more confident that learning how to code is a good idea, although the specific skills that you learn and how you go about learning them has changed quite a bit. I'll give you 4 good reasons for learning how to code, but let's address the elephant in the room. OpenAI just announced O3, an incredible new AI model that beats 99.95% of competitive coders. So there's only 175 people in the world that have a higher Codeforces score than O3. Immediately following this announcement, I went to do some coding of my own, and I proceeded to get stuck in a 2-hour-long troubleshooting loop with AI where I was telling it to fix certain bugs, and it was telling me that I was absolutely right before it proceeded to write code that still did not work. This sort of issue is all too common, and anybody who's spent more than a couple of hours trying to build something with AI knows what I'm talking about. I see it in the comments all the time, and I see it firsthand. And it boils down to 2 things. First, it's knowing what to ask of the AI and giving it proper instructions, which is not always going to be obvious unless you do know how to code. And the other side of this is that the real-world capabilities of these tools and models simply do not live up to the marketing hype that these AI companies are creating. Of course, it's in their best interest to make the models look incredible and to make you want to use them. Consider this, OpenAI's O1 model is 90th percentile on that same Codeforces test, but it still gets stuck on silly issues in real code, and it's actually a worse coder in practice than Claude Sonnet 3.5. And this same reasoning model thinks that a vet can't operate on a dying goat because the goat is the man's father. But back to my AI troubleshooting loop. Thankfully for me, I know how to code, so I was able to take a step back, review the code and what it was doing, and figure out why the issue was happening, and then handwrite a solution in about 15 minutes. Ultimately, it turned out that the AI wasn't able to pull the relevant context, and my prompt wasn't clear enough to give it direction on what to do. But there are situations where it'll just get stuck on something extremely basic as well. And for people who are not familiar with coding, this is a complete blocker. People will get lured into using these AI tools with the promise of building something quickly and easily, and they'll get off to a really good start. They'll get an app built in just a few minutes, but then when they want to add some more complicated feature like authentication or data storage, or maybe they just run into some silly bug, they'll get completely stuck. Now, I'm sure that newer models like O3 are going to help solve some of those problems, but first of all, we don't know when they're going to come to market. It took OpenAI 9 months to release a toned-down version of Sora, and second of all, we don't know how well they're going to perform in real-world coding scenarios. But keep in mind that gap of marketing hype versus the actual real-world capabilities, because we already have very capable coding models, but people are still struggling to build the products that they want because they don't know how to communicate the requirements to the AI, and they don't know how to get out of these sort of troubleshooting loops. So given where things are today, and for the foreseeable future, one of the biggest reasons to learn how to code is to break out of that AI loop so that you can start a program with AI, and then when it gets stuck, you can figure out what to say to it to get it to move forward. And this isn't only limited to these troubleshooting situations, it's about building software in general, because there's hundreds of different words and phrases that you can use that are going to help the AI build exactly what you want it to build. And if you don't know coding, you're not going to be able to phrase it in the right way. So let me give a simple example. If you have a landing page and you're collecting emails and you want to be able to see all of those emails, you might tell the AI, I want to see all of the emails we collected. And the AI will go and proceed to code something for you that just shows you the list of emails directly on the page. But this isn't really what you want. You actually want to save those emails to a database and then be able to retrieve them through some kind of API or a separate UI. And this isn't something that would be very apparent for somebody that doesn't know coding or understand software concepts. The second reason to learn coding is because it will help you improve your own thinking and problem solving. Coding requires you to break down problems into smaller problems, think about things at different levels of abstraction, and communicate your requirements clearly. Because ultimately, you need to define a set of rules that the program is going to follow. And these skills are going to be extremely helpful whether you're working with people or instructing AI to do something for you. So ultimately, learning to code is more about learning the engineering mindset and being able to apply it in a variety of different situations. The next reason is a big one, and that is because you can make a bunch of money. And I'm not just talking about your typical corporate software engineering job. It's never been easier to find a problem that people have and to build a product to fix that problem and then go and market it online and start making money without even being a part of a company. You don't need a college degree to start building software and start making money. You can also do consulting gigs, or if you do want a more corporate sort of job, coding is going to become a big differentiator for you, because I actually think that the roles of product managers, designers, and developers are sort of merging into one uniform builder sort of role that helps define the requirements and then bring them to life. And if you know how to code, if you have this sort of structured thinking approach and you can actually implement the ideas that you have, that's going to really set you apart and put you ahead of a lot of the competition. Finally, learning how to code now is going to help you take advantage of the current AI wave. You can either sit on the sidelines and wait for everything to get automated, or you can take advantage of this current moment and learn how to use these tools and be ahead of 99% of everybody else who doesn't even know what AI is capable of yet. So which skills are actually relevant to learn nowadays? If I was learning to code today, I would definitely do it online. I wouldn't spend 4 years on a degree because curriculums are not going to be able to keep up with the rate of progress that we're seeing right now. So your best bet is going to be to utilize online resources and get some hands-on experience with these tools, and then just use AI to help answer any questions that you have along the way. I would start out by trying to build something basic with AI and then look at the code that it generated and ask questions about that code. I would try to build a proficiency with HTML, JavaScript, and CSS because this is the foundation of all of the web apps that you see today. I would also focus on learning system architecture and understanding what are the different parts of a software application, what are the components, and how do they all talk to each other. Then I'd make sure to also cover concepts like security and deployment and version control and all of these sort of coding adjacent subjects. As you get more exposure to code and hands-on experience, you will also start to build engineering skills like breaking down problems into smaller problems, logically thinking through the flow of your code, and communicating requirements clearly and precisely. And of course, the most important practical skill to learn is how to use all of these AI tools, how to manage the context, which models to use, when to use agentic behavior, how to break out of these loops, all these little nuances that add up to being proficient with AI. You really got to take an AI first approach because that's really what coding looks like in 2025 and beyond, is leveraging these AI tools. And that is why I'm actually creating a free YouTube course called AI Coding 101, which is going to take an AI first approach to coding and teach you how to go from having no coding experience to building full stack applications by using AI and actually make some money online. So if you're ready to start coding with AI, go ahead and check out this video and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Take care.